Hello and welcome to ISV Spill the Tea, presented by the Retail Solutions Providers Association's niche and startup ISV community. I'm Jim Roddy, President and CEO of the RSPA. We are so glad you're here today with us. If you're not familiar with the RSPA, we are North America's largest community of VARs, independent software vendors, aka ISVs, hardware vendors, service providers, and distributors in the retail, restaurant, and grocery verticals. We're a fit for any organization that's serious about growth in those markets or any of their sub-verticals. So many of our member companies have been members for decades, and we frequently add startup tech companies because we accelerate their growth and they see the massive ROI that an RSPA membership offers. So if you're serious about growth in the retail IT channel, you can check out the website at gorspa.org and then email the address you see at the bottom of your screen, membership@gorspa.org. So before some of our software provider members spill the tea about what they're up to, the RSPA has a few highlights and updates we would like to share with you. And I would like to turn it over to Senior Member Services Manager, Nicole Green, to first give us an update on Retail Now. Hey, Nicole.
Hi, Jim. Thank you so much and welcome everybody. It is nice to have you with us. Just sharing some updates on upcoming Retail Now, which we are very excited about. We will be at Caesars Palace in Vegas, July 27th through 29th, but we encourage you to save the date now and stay tuned because registration is going to open next week. VARs and DISDs, direct independent software developers, are going to be able to take advantage of early bird discount rates on all conference passes. For those vendors, if you have not selected a booth yet, please reach out to us as soon as possible as our showroom floor is nearly sold out. And this year we are expecting over 160 exhibitors and over 1,600 attendees. So for more information, please visit www.gorspa.org/retailnow. And if you have any questions, as Jim mentioned, you are welcome to reach out to the membership inbox, membership@gorspa.org. And remember, Retail Now is where the industry meets.
Great, thank you, Nicole. And to emphasize one thing Nicole said again, for our reseller members and those direct independent software developers, when registration opens, the clock starts ticking on the early bird deadline. So register for Retail Now soon after that opens so you can save your seat. And Nicole, if you can thank our annual sponsors, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So everything we do is only possible with the help of our amazing sponsors. So we would like to thank our annual sponsors, Platinum being BlueStar, our gold sponsors, CoCard, Epson, Heartland, and ScanSource, silver sponsors, MicroTouch, Round 2 POS, Star Micronics, and Verifone, and then our bronze sponsors, AutoStar, CRS, DataCap, Food Hub, Corona POS, Landy, MS Castrol, Pekin POS, Order Counter, Shift4, TD Synnex, Tonic, Toshiba, and Touch Dynamic. Thank you all so much. And specifically for our ISV community sponsors, we'd like to thank BlueStar, ScanSource, and Star Micronics. They are responsible for helping spill the tea happen. If you have not connected with any of our sponsors, you can reach out to them directly, or you can email membership@gorspa.org and we will get you connected with them.
Tremendous. Thank you, Nicole. And so here's how ISV Spill the Tea is going to work. We've lined up executives from software providers representing a variety of verticals. They're going to showcase their offerings in 90-second segments. So this gives you a chance to quickly meet potential new partners who can accelerate your growth. Now, after these ISVs introduce themselves, you can participate in an open forum roundtable discussion. It's a great chance for you to ask clarifying questions and discover new ISVs in just a matter of minutes. And RSPA, one of the services we offer is legal advisor, and she asked me to say this will be an open forum information sharing discussion. Please note the views and opinions expressed during this roundtable are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Retail Solutions Providers Association. All right, folks, it is officially tea time, and leading off, please welcome Amy Luby from Helped. Hey, Amy, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. As Jim said, I'm Amy from Helped, And this story I'm going to tell may sound familiar to many of you. One of our partners had everything going right, solid platform, growing VAR channel, sales team crushing it, but their support team was drowning due to their rapid growth. Engineers were spending hours explaining features instead of building them, and their VARs were frustrated with response times during critical implementations. Their leadership worried, our ecosystem is just too complex to outsource. They had tried overseas support, but scripted responses only made things worse. That's where Helped stepped in. As a US-based, human-centric help desk, we became an invisible extension of their team. Within 3 weeks, we had mastered their platform and started handling overflow support. 2 months in, we were managing their entire operation 24/7. The impact? Implementation backlog vanished, CSAT jumped 35%, engineers got back to engineering, and the best part? Their VAR channel grew faster because they could promise friendly, expert, US-based support around the clock. Today, their support scales automatically. No more hiring scrambles or stressed teams, just quality support their ecosystem raves about. Their only regret? Not finding us sooner. Are you ready to turn support from a bottleneck into a competitive advantage? Visit help.us, and I'll be here after the session too to answer any questions. Thank you.
Super, thank you, Amy. Appreciate that, and appreciate everything that Helped has done and their engagement in the RSPA community. Next up, please welcome to ISV Spill the Tea, Maria from Yozara. Hi, Maria, how are you?
Hi, Jim. Very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm tremendous.
Okay, nice. I'm sorry that my camera is not working, but hello, everyone. As you mentioned, my name is Maria Sanchez. I'm based in Colombia, and I'm the Business Development Manager at Yozara for the Americas region. We truly appreciate the invitation to this event, and I'm excited to share a bit about our company. So Yozara is a technology solution provider specializing in sub-POS or tap-to-phone technology. We have been in the market for over 4 years, and since last year, we have been part of Global Payments family. To give you an idea of our reach, we currently have 80+ projects with 50% already live. These live projects have 190K plus active terminals, processing around 5 million transactions per month. So our solution is used across multiple industries, including courier and logistics, grocery stores, utilities such as electricity, gas, oil, beauty, health, transportation, hospitality, and some other more. So Yozara offers a one-stop cloud-based SaaS solution for banks, acquirers, and solution providers. If you are not yet familiar with tap-to-phone, our solution enables contactless card-present payments on mobile devices or cards, eliminating the need for physical POS terminals. This provides a secure, convenient, and flexible way to accept payments using just a smartphone. So what makes us stand out? Yozara is the first company to certify an isolated sub-POS SDK and also the whole solution under PCI MPOC, ensuring higher security standards and faster integrations. Our solution is highly customizable, available either as a white label app tailored to our client's brand or an SDK with extensive capability. So we are excited to connect with some clients and partners. Please don't hesitate to reach out. We would love to schedule an exploratory call with you. Thank you all.
Great, thank you, Maria, and glad to have you as part of the RSPA. Next up, we have a long-time member in NCC, and I know dialing in today from, well, first, Nazim, if you could stop your camera, that'd be great, because next we're going to NCC. Thank you. So NCC, long-time member, and we're recording this on February 20th, in exactly 1 month, hosting their partner conference in Memphis. Mary Harris and I will be together, but right now we're virtual. Mary, welcome to ISV Spill the Tea. Tell folks what's new with NCC. Oh, Mary, you're on mute.
We'll try that again. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for having me today. NCC is a 100% dealer-centric company with nearly 40 years of experience and a 13-time RSPA Vendor Award of Excellence winner, including gold the last 5 years. We have more than 50,000 installs worldwide, ranging from small independent businesses to large-scale events, including being selected as the POS provider for the 2012 and 2016 Summer Olympics. At NCC, we keep everything in-house, all development, 24/7 reseller support, and a dedicated sales rep to help you learn the product and hit the ground selling. At the core of our product line is Reflection POS, which has been around for well over a decade. Reflection POS serves both the food service and retail markets in both a SaaS and sell-it model. We offer our point of sale in embedded and Windows versions, as well as tablets, all with identical user interface. With our embedded version, you have a turnkey solution with none of the headaches of OS updates or malware that has 100% terminal redundancy and no single point of failure. NCC's goal is to provide options, including your payment processor choice. We work with various DataCap solutions, so any processor that certifies with DataCap will work with Reflection POS. With integrations to online ordering, both direct and via third-party platforms, pay and order at table, QR payments, cloud management, and so much more, Reflection POS is truly a solution that meets the demand of the modern merchant. We look forward to seeing how NCC can help meet your point-of-sale needs.
Great, thank you, Mary. Glad you're part of ISV Spill the Tea today. All right, next up, we have on ISV Spill the Tea from DBC Technologies, Dennis Wilson, who these days is better known as AI Dennis. So Dennis, if you want to turn on your camera, unmute your mic, and we'll get rocking and rolling.
Well, you sort of stole my thunder. Yes, so this is AI Dennis. We basically do everything AI. So I speak from stage at events to help people understand AI. We do restaurant marketing, we do other verticals of marketing, all with AI. And most recently, we've really started to do chatbots, ragbots, and AI telephone voice agents. As we speak right now, we're doing about 1,000 dials an hour for a customer, reaching out. And that's reaching out actually to restaurants to sell dual pricing with dual pricing for a merchant services company. We also handle all inbound, so our telephone agents will take care of your inbound telephone calls. If 100 people call at once, it answers them all in real time. You don't have to worry about running out of people or putting people on hold. Takes white glove service to a whole new level because there is no hang on, I'm going to ask someone for that answer. It just knows the answer. Integrates into CRMs, ERPs, all kinds of other things to get very creative and very, very detailed on the type of information they can handle. So AI for the enterprise is what we like to call it, but it does work for anyone who currently has inbound telephone support teams or struggles with the fact that you're passing it between your staff and whoever's available. The whoever's available thing, if you didn't know, there's something called lag to recovery. One interruption costs about 24 minutes and 15 seconds for somebody to get back in the groove of where they were. So if you're ad hoc telephone supporting, you're actually costing yourself about 20% of your people's wages in lost productivity because of the telephone interruption. So lots of cool stuff in the AI world going on today. The technology just keeps getting better and better and better. And yeah, we're really excited at the results our clients are getting with both inbound and outbound. Merchant services are using it to touch base with their customers and then upsell dual pricing. So I'm here. Anyone needs any help with any kind of AI things, please reach out. I'm happy to spend some time to help get your team on track.
Great, thank you, Dennis. Always great to hear from you. Next, we have Sandeep from TechRide. Sandeep, welcome to ISV Spill the Tea.
Thank you so much. So I really appreciate, thank you for having me here. I love to spill the tea, especially when it is about technology. So today I brought like chai and tea, and it's all about technology, how we are bringing technology to make restaurant thrive and help the ISVs and resellers. So let's dive in. So we are here to provide you the technology which you can sell effortlessly and earn more and retain your restaurant operators. We have 10 years of experience. We power Pizza Hut globally in more than 10 countries to process 10.5 million transactions each month. So our product is based upon one small factor, which is to save food cost and labor cost, which is, I would say, is the most controllable cost in any restaurant operations. So how we achieve it, we have complete suite of solutions. We start with online ordering and aggregate to marketplace like Uber, DoorDash, Grubhub. We provide POS integration, which is all in-house, and also we have a AI in kitchen. So you must have seen the kitchen display system is first in, first out. Our system prioritizes the order to ensure the food is delivered hot and fresh each time, every time, guaranteed 100%. And on top of it, we provide AI analytics where you ask questions, system gives you answers with reasonings. We have a dispatch system, which is also built on AI and the driver app. So everything is part of our suite. One company is providing all the solutions. So I would say, why partner with TechRide? The answer is massive ROI. We provide 2,500% ROI, and we have data to back it up. So, and there's a recurring revenue and white labeling opportunity. So you can white label the product. We are hardware agnostic. Our system runs on Chrome browser, which any operating system can have it. So we believe in stronger customer retention. This is where you earn more and cut wastage and all that. So thank you so much. Let's grow together. And if you have any question, reach out to me or my team.
Excellent. Thank you, Sandeep. Thanks for sharing a little bit about your company and some of those great ROI stats. Much appreciated. All right, before we talk to our final few ISVs who are spilling the tea today, since we're halfway through our presentations, we're going to take a moment to mention RSPA white glove service. So as you can see on your screen, the RSPA has developed a long list of member services, and also we continue to grow as a community. We're getting close to having 750 member companies. So you don't have to figure out on your own which benefits or which members would be most helpful for your business. RSPA White Glove Service, which is provided to you by the member services team of Peggy Fry and Nicole Green, they will guide you. They'll also make the warm introductions on your behalf to those fellow members, including the ISVs who are featured today on Spill the Tea. So for RSPA White Glove Service, you can call Peggy and Nicole. You can see their phone numbers on the screen, or you can email them directly at membership@gorspa.org. All right, let's get back to spilling some tea. Next up, we have from Enroll and Pay, Dana Doms. Dana, if you want to turn on your camera, unmute your mic, and we would love to hear what is new with Enroll and Pay. Yes, we can hear you.
Nice to see everybody. Thanks very much for having me, Jim. This is our first time here. Enroll and Pay is a card-linked loyalty platform. So we're a tech provider, and our distribution model is primarily through processors and acquirers and ISOs. So we either white label our platform or we can sell it directly as Enroll and Pay. We also recently have launched a new initiative called Links, which is like a shop local, support local merchant network that we're just starting this month. We've got lots of enthusiasm, so please contact me if you have any interest in that. Enroll and Pay's technology resides directly on the payment terminals. So we integrate with the payment terminals, and I'll give you a list of those if you have any interest after the call. And we also integrate with the payment application with each processor. So our platform is pretty much agnostic. We are available on many different terminals today and adding more in the coming weeks. How our technology works is that a consumer simply taps their card on the payment terminal, and we identify whether the token that's associated with that card is in fact enrolled in that merchant's loyalty program. And if it's not, typically a merchant will have some sort of enrollment offer or incentive in exchange for the consumer to enroll. And once they do that, we then transform that credit card into their loyalty ID. So each subsequent visit back to that merchant location, they just simply tap or swipe that payment card, and whatever reward, redemption, or offer is available to them automatically happens, it gets applied. Further to that, we also have a back-end CRM engine that texts offers and announcements out to those consumers that are enrolled with that merchant, and we steer all of that in our back office. That's it. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you, Dana. Appreciate it. Always great to cross paths with you and Enroll and Pay. Next up, Jennifer Tershell from NCR Voix. Jennifer, it is great to connect with you again.
Yes, it's wonderful to be here, Jim. Thank you so much.
Tell us a little bit about what NCR Voix has going on, and feel free to turn on your camera if you want.
Yeah, I think I'm having some technical camera difficulties, so I may not be able to share my camera today.
No problem at all.
All right, so we may look familiar to some, which we're so excited to be back and involved with the RSPA organization. You know, if you wanted to kind of know a little bit more about NCR, we have a very rich history. Over 140 years ago, NCR introduced the very first cash register to the market. So we help our customers positively touch billions of lives every day by helping them grow their top line revenue, improve their operational efficiency, and enable them to deliver an unparalleled consumer experience. Transforming commerce is in our DNA. You may pop into a Walmart to get some laundry detergent on your lunch break, swing by your favorite local pub for happy hour with your friends, and then run through a McDonald's drive-thru to pick up dinner for your kids. All of these transactions were conducted through NCR Voyix's innovative technology. We help brands of all sizes create exceptional experiences and position their businesses for growth. By focusing on the human experience and technology, we empower our clients to not just compete, but lead in their industries. A few key data points to take back with you. Well, the #1 point of sale software in restaurants and retail today. Our Aloha point of sale brand, who has been in the marketplace for over 30 years, has been a top selling solution for us for all these years. We also have a very robust solution in the retail space that focuses on small to medium and even large opportunities like Walmart. We're also the #1 self-checkout in retail. We support over 65% of global retailers, and we're in over 45% of US-based restaurants. What makes us unique is our industry experience. We have a partner advisory board that regularly gets together for meetings. The last time we got together, we added up over 500 years of combined industry experience just in that meeting room alone. Thank you so much for the time today, Jim, and we're so excited to be a part of RSPA.
Thank you, Jennifer. We are excited to have you be a key part of the RSPA as well. Thank you very much. Next up, please welcome Robert from Radius AI. Robert, welcome to ISV Spill the Tea.
Hey, Jim, thank you. It's our first time on the call here. Looking forward to it. So basically, let me get to kind of what we do. Radius AI is a vision AI company. We started out in ceiling cameras doing different types of AI activities, but that moved us into, because the end of the customer journey is checkout, into a checkout solution. And so we offer a product named Shop Assist. It is an ISV product that integrates with POS, loyalty, promotions, whatever it is that the customer is trying to leverage in their environment. The verticals that we're in, you can see here. The only one that I would add that's kind of come on fairly strong is sports and entertainment is probably one of the fastest growing ones for us. And so we have good interest in those spaces, and we're also sort of looking at growing our channel so that we can get into more of the mid-market. We started out on the very, very high end with like custom POSs. Now we've got more of an integration, packaged integration strategy with some of the top brands. Some of them are on this call. And so, we've got a lot of interest there, and we want to grow our channel. We do have some international expansion that's been going on. So we're now working with Canada, LATAM, Asia Pac, EMEA, and we want to increase that. There's a huge amount of interest in this type of technology, primarily because self-checkout has got kind of a black eye right now. If you're like me and you live in California, there's a lot of the large firms that are turning them off, right? They're having a lot of problems with loss prevention, mainly because humans alone with a machine, away from the countertops, just barcodes, is rife with problems, okay? So what we've done is we've kind of reinvigorated the self-checkout opportunity to give the cashiers 50% of their time back, and also to have a much faster transaction. So within 1 second, anything you put on the table is calculated. The customer simply pushes checkout. We also handle age verification and things like that. So we definitely would love to have you give us a call if you have interest in our solution. The only other thing I would add, you can see our web address, is to check us out on YouTube if you'd like to see a video demo. And thank you for your time.
Great, thank you, Robert. Glad to have you here today and as part of the RSPA community. Next up, Omar from Zeal. Omar, welcome back to ISV Spill the Tea. What is new with Zeal?
Amazing. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Amazing. I'm joining in from London. I'm Omar. I'm the founder and CEO of Zeal. We're the largest loyalty and data infrastructure provider for card machines in Europe and the Middle East. And we're currently just integrated into the US as well. So we're looking to partner with ISOs and other ISVs to enter the US market. So we've done the integrations now with a few card machine manufacturers as well, including all the big ones, and super keen to go to market with a lot of the partners. Again, top loyalty provider, and the way we look at the terminal is we want to extract different revenue streams from the terminal using different value add services. So that includes loyalty, it includes running ads on the card machine mid-transaction. So we offer a dashboard to retailers, we offer a revenue share with them. Check out our website, getzeal.io, and please make sure you reach out to me because we're super keen. We've just fundraised about $7 million, and we're really going big in the US. So I'd love to speak to some partners in the US. Thank you so much.
Very exciting. Thank you, Omar. Appreciate that. And congrats on your success. All right, so we are just about to shift to the Q&A portion of our program, but I did want to try one more time. Hey, Nazim, welcome to ISV Spill the Tea. Tell us a little bit about Spacture.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. Hi, guys. This is Nazim. I am the co-founder and the CEO of the Spacture. So I have been working in Silicon Valley as an engineer in quick delivery services, and the missing ratio was crazy in the retailers. We had 5% missing ratio back in that time, and most of the part was basically because of the shoplifting. That's why for the last 2 years, we just created Spacture AI, and what we do is like we connect the existing cameras of the retailer stores and we detect shoplifters in real time. If they put an item to their packet, their backpack, our smart AI detected and sent 12 seconds of real-time notification to our customers, and they have time to detect and prevent shoplifters. As you know, shoplifting problem increased like 120% post-COVID, and that was one of the biggest pain of the retailer industry. So right now we are solving this problem for our retailer customers. We have an office in Silicon Valley and in New York right now, and we are working with like lots of customers like Seaton, Key Foods, American Food Basket, and lots of others as well, basically. And also 90% of the shoplifters are repeat offenders. They always come back to the same store. And through our technology, we can match them with our watch list. And once they come back, before even they steal something, we let our customers know that there's a suspect in their store. In the meanwhile, we can detect like in other like suspicious activities as well. So it looks like most of our customers, especially in New York, they got the cards and leave the store with the card, which was like $250. We detect any customer if they leave with the card as well. So basically, we help our customers to save their shrinkage ratio up to 60%. And I'm going to be here for the questions. That's our first time we are joining as well, and I'm super excited to be a part of the RSPA. Thank you very much, Jim.
Great, thank you, Nazim. Thank you for being here today and being part of the association.
Of course.
All right, now we are going to transition into the Q&A portion of today's program. Again, use the chat function in order to share your perspective or make a comment. You can use the chat or the Q&A function. And then just want to have a quick reminder. Again, we talked about at the outset, Nicole Green did. Save the date for Retail Now, July 27th through 29th at Caesars Palace. We're anticipating around 1,600 attendees, all technology solution providers. Registration will be opening sooner. If you're looking to get a booth, the show floor is on the precipice of selling out. So make sure you reach out to us right away for that. So, all right, so we're going to ask all our featured guests to turn their cameras back on if they're able to. That's going to help the audience know who is answering the questions. And we're happy to start anywhere that our attendees would like. Again, if you have a question, an idea, a comment, or a thought based on what you've heard today, ask the question through the GoToWebinar platform. I will call on you and I will unmute you. And you can see we've got the roster here of everybody today who is participating. So first question for the group. So RSPA Inspire just ended. That is our annual leadership conference. And so the theme of that was a lot of VARs and ISV strategizing. How do they combat what we call the margin obliterating, VC-backed 800 number, one size fits all POS providers who don't have a channel. So what advice do you have for the folks who are listening today? It's really for the resellers. How can they stand out when they're going against the 800 number guys? So some of the things we talked about at Inspire were offering like extremely personal customer service, having exceptional people or culture, a really unique product offering, right? Like adding something on that goes well beyond the POS. So who wants to take a crack at that? What advice would you have for a VAR who wants to compete with the big guys, the 800 number? Who wants to go first with that? Dennis, I see you have your hand raised. And
yeah, so
yeah, there you go.
I believe that the answer is, like we talked at Inspire, it's called the Smart Stack. Some people call it bundling, but bundling has these weird religious overtones of two people getting married in the old days when the priest came in every 3 months and getting wrapped tightly so that they wouldn't do nefarious things at night until they were actually married. Right. So we try to skip that word.
My wife and I missed out on the bundling part. I guess we'll have, well, we're 20 years in, it's probably too late now, but back to what you're saying about smart stacks.
So the idea of a smart stack, you know, when we talk about cable TV, we know that they sell us a bundle that has 9 channels we don't want, so we can get the one we do want. So there's nothing associated positive to bundling, but a smart stack where you put together a stack of things. So if you're a merchant services, you know, we're just doing some tests right now with an outbound campaign, and the client wanted to talk about dual pricing, and we're like, don't do that because that's boring and people hate it, and the restaurants are getting hit at least 10 times a week by people trying to sell it to them. Go after AI restaurant marketing. No. Well, we've done the campaigns and we've split tested it. They're getting 2 times the results by leading with AI marketing they are with dual pricing, and now they're selling dual pricing because they got the interest with AI marketing. So by doing a smart stack where you take your stuff and you add it to other people, and there's a million of them here on this call, start grabbing other people's stuff and adding it to your stuff. If you're a POS company for restaurants, man, that's a crowded space. And you know, the big guys, Toast and Shift4, they're gonna take it away. But if you go in with marketing and the alarm system and the maybe the cameras or the accounting software, Jim has the most amazing list of, like, what is it, Jim? Probably 100 different things that you can put into a smart stack. That's the answer. And now you're sticky because when Toast comes by and says, I'll give you free equipment, they're like, oh yeah, but then what about the guys that are doing my smart safe? And what about the guys that are doing my restaurant marketing right now? And it's all linked together. And now I go with you guys and I get 10 grand worth of free stuff, but I lose 5 grand a month worth of sales from the marketing. So you want to get stickier with a smart stack. So take your stuff, find some other people's stuff to wrap in with it. Don't try to be the guy that does it all yourself and makes all the features. That's not powerful. That's not as powerful and not as fast and costs too much money. Use the RSPA to create smart stacks so that you're giving them A, an irresistible value, and B, sticky, because you're not just doing what the other guys do. You're doing more, you're creating more value, creating more service. So that's my thoughts.
Great, thank you, Dennis. Before I ask for somebody else to weigh in, the list that Dennis is referring to is something the RSPA has built over time called the ultimate list of recurring revenue products and services in the retail IT space. So if you just do a Google search for version 4.0 of the ultimate, or do RSPA ultimate recurring revenue list, you'll be able to find that right now. And so those are tried and true products and services that help build, as Dennis is calling it, a smart stack to help you build recurring revenue and provide everything you need to your merchants. Who else wants to weigh in and give some advice in terms of how VARs can compete against these 800 number guys? Who wants to go next?
Yeah, I'd love to comment.
Yeah, go ahead, Amy.
Yeah, we didn't get to go into our backgrounds at all, but just a quick background. I spent 17 years as a service provider before I came to the dark side, working with vendors like to help them grow their channels. But as Dennis said, absolutely, ecosystem play. I think Canalys tells us that in every solution delivered, there's 7 partners on average. So, you know, building that strong relationship of ecosystem is absolutely key. But primarily in a service business, customer experience is the differentiator. So how you deliver that service, how you solve problems, how you focus on what the end user's need is and bringing solutions to the table for them. That's really what sets us all apart, frankly, from the competition.
Great, thank you, Amy. And Amy, I know your background. You and I have been connected for many years. You were on more the managed services side of the world, and it's really interesting to see managed services and now the traditional POS world are really merging together in many ways.
100%. And I was one of those first Microsoft POS partners, if anybody remembers them. So yeah.
Nice. Oh yeah, we have a lot of folks in our community who were Microsoft RMS. So great, thank you, Amy. Appreciate that advice. Who else wants to weigh in? Advice for resellers, how to compete with the 800 number guys. All right, again, if folks want to weigh in with any questions of their own, just use the question function here, and we're happy to pivot that to our audience. So let's talk about this next question here is, what is one trend that you think RSPA members, especially the VARs and ISVs, should pay attention to in 2025? Again, for folks listening, watching this on demand, we're recording this in mid-Feb of 2025. What do you think is what's a trend that's gonna impact their merchants and their organizations? Who would like to go first with that? A trend that VARs and ISVs should be aware of in 2025?
I'm happy to speak to that, Jim.
Yes, please do, Jennifer.
I think some of the trends that we're seeing from some of the marketing research that we've been conducting is actually really heavily geared towards a lot of self-service kiosk momentum, right? The labor costs are getting so high, and they're so hard to battle that from a small independent, a consumer or business, even up to the large multi-units. Labor is a huge issue, right, from all the things that are happening right now in the world. So being able to find ways to combat labor, the high cost of labor in any state, right, in the United States and even beyond, it is a big technology play, we believe, going into this year. So we're looking at a lot of the self-ordering kiosk, the retail and through restaurant, that we think is going to be a big play later on throughout this year and beyond.
Great, thank you, Jennifer. Anybody else? What other, who wants to weigh in? So unfortunately, I see a bunch of folks are waving their hand, but I don't have your names underneath, so I'm able to identify them.
Hey, Jim, it's Robert with Radius.
Yeah, Robert, go first. Yeah, please.
Hey there, Radius AI. I would just kind of second what Jennifer is saying. I think that it's important for the partners to also think about a couple of things. There's a massive amount of digital transformation going on, right? And all the mergers and acquisitions that are going on in certain verticals, like the convenience stores, et cetera, almost every other week, somebody's buying 100 more stores or whatnot, right? So all of that is opportunities for managing things at scale, moving into the MSP space, as I've listened to you talk about many times, Jim, as far as partners' aspirations to get there. But also, I think it's important to position the value. A lot of the partners I talk to and or the customers are not thinking about how to leverage technology from the value that it actually delivers. Meaning, am I looking at a checkout solution or a self-checkout solution just to cut labor? Sometimes, but I would say more importantly, what other areas of your business do you want to redirect the labor to, and what's the value of that? So it's super important for partners to position what's the return on investment, how does that retailer actually plan to leverage this configuration, right? So if they've got 2 checkout clerks and they put in a self-checkout solution, or they put in 2 self-checkout solutions to augment those cashiers, in our situation, you can have them remain connected via alerting, but what do they go off and do? And you have to put dollar values to that extra found labor. I see so many people trying to talk about the price, but there really needs to be an emphasis on the value. And so that's my commentary on that.
Well said, thank you, Robert. And I just adjusted my settings. Now I can see everybody's names underneath. So Sandeep, you had your hand up.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving the opportunity. So I was looking at all the trends happening in 2025, especially Starbucks. They made an announcement. They are not going to change the price or increase the pricing for their menu items. No operational changes, no renovations are happening. They are focusing on the coffee. Similarly, like Wendy's, they are closing so many restaurants which are like non-operational, not giving profit. So it seems the restaurant industry is struggling, and a lot of changes are being imposed by US. Like the new tariffs are being announced, like maybe Canada side and US side, and the other part, like they are like under this whip already. So these are the trends. Like the restaurant industry is already struggling on the food cost and the labor cost, like Jennifer already mentioned. I just want to add to it. So look at the solution, which is solving the problems for the restaurant operators to help them survive and thrive in this challenging time. The big companies, they can surpass all these things. Like in Q1 results of Starbucks, they announced like they are able to hit their 4-minute target of efficiency by adding more labor or something like that. So not everybody could add the labor, but look at the technology which can help you optimize your operations and also deliveries, and whatever technology can do to save you the money in food and into the labor. That's something you should watch for in 2025. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Yeah, help your merchants control their costs. Who else wants to weigh in on trends? I see Dennis, you have your hand up. Yeah, what trend do you want to share?
I think the biggest trend we're seeing in restaurants is the chatbot ordering. So no longer online ordering, but actually ordering by chatbot, where you just go to the restaurant's chatbot. We provide these. We just go to the restaurant's chatbot and say, hey, I'd like to order large fries and a medium Coke and a hamburger with no onions. And it just puts it right through to the POS. That, and of course, the inbound support bots, or the inbound nuisance bots, we call them, where when the phone is answered, your wait staff runs off the floor to answer the phone to hear that dreaded, what time you open till tonight? Meanwhile, a round of drinks doesn't get done because your head waitress is talking on the phone to somebody who can't go to the internet to see what time you're open till. And then final piece of that is, of course, voice ordering. It's getting a lot of negative because it's always associated with drive-throughs, but voice ordering, as far as people being able to pick up the phone, I mean, I know we're all tech providers, online ordering, I get it, but the reality is this: when I'm walking, well, we have lots of clients on our platform who tell the story of, look, I need to have the phone answered because at 4:30 in the afternoon, my phone starts to ring with everybody who's driving home and would like to place an order. And if I don't answer the phone and take that order, they go to the next restaurant that'll take the phone and take that order. So we get so wrapped up in technology, we miss the fact that there's a whole avenue that most restaurants have decided to just shut down because of the labor cost. AI technology helps to bring that right back into the fold. We have a great reseller program for these, of course, but if you actually take a look at the trend, is everybody in restaurants are trying to save money. And one of the biggest problems is short staff front of house, which is what happens when they're running off to answer the phone, costs a restaurant 13% of revenues. Pushing them to voicemails costs them another 13% of revenues. So it's really, really a problem that's hidden. And unfortunately, technology providers like me as well, before this technology came out, was always pushing them to do online ordering. Oh, forget about the phones. You don't need the phones. But it turns out that's a dramatic impact on sales that a lot of restaurants have been convinced is not worth chasing. And it is. And as long as you don't have to staff for it, it's even easier to do. So I see that happening in restaurants. We know we do a lot of outbound calling with bots, and a lot of times now we're starting to run into other bots that restaurants have adopted to answer their phones. So we know that this is happening. I can give you numbers on how many more every week it is that we call that are using AI voice agents to answer their inbound phone calls. It's pretty cool.
Interesting trend. Thank you, Dennis. Who else wants to weigh in on any trends? Omar, Dana, Nazim, Mary, Maria, any of you want to share a trend that you're seeing you think our members should be aware of in 2025? Omar, yes, please.
Yeah, I just mentioned something. I think something we're all very aware of is the fact that margins are getting smaller and smaller in payments, right? And the importance of, again, value-add services, whether it's whatever it is, really, chatbots, loyalty, you name it. I think there are resellers have to be aware that eventually it's a race to the bottom, and you will want to introduce new revenue streams to the merchants and to the different ISVs, etc. So I think it's super important to be aware of that. It's super important to be aware of that race to the bottom and think what will payment acquirers and payment providers eventually start doing as well. So I think, yeah, just shaping your overall strategy like that's a key entry point for us when we're talking to the different payment providers, ISVs that we also partner with, whether they're even doing the same thing in loyalty, etc. We start partnering with one another to see how can we add value outside of the transaction, outside of actually taking any commission of the transaction. How can we add value and how can we bill differently, or how can we even offer a revenue share. So for example, I'll give you a quick example. Like I mentioned, we ran ads on card machines, and we had, for example, Visit Qatar run ads on specific number of card machines for a specific retailer, and we were giving a revenue share to that retailer because we looked at their card machines as a digital asset essentially. So I think, again, we're just looking at new revenue opportunities completely outside of the transaction. And I think this is a trend that I'm starting to see with the payment providers, that they just want to get outside of that price war.
Very good, well said. And that kind of ties in with what Robert said earlier about the value. So great, we have maybe time for one more. Anybody else want to weigh in, or we give Omar the last word?
I just have one comment if nobody else does. And
yeah, if you could do it in 30 seconds, Dennis, that'd be great.
From payment providers' point of view, I know as an ISV, we get hit by 1,000 payment providers wanting to partner with us to get them more sales. I think payment providers really need to understand that they really need to be partnering with other people to help them compete, and not always think that it's going to be a two-way relationship. And that's probably the easiest way to say it. The big payment providers are always attacking us to resell for them, but there's nothing reciprocal in it. So I think trying to approach that in a reciprocal fashion will make all payment providers gain more partners and gain more traction. I think it needs to be it doesn't always have to be a two-way street, and it certainly isn't always going to be a one-way street of the payment providers somehow adding value to the rest of us who get hit by 100 payment processors every week.
Great, thank you, Dennis, and thank you to all our featured ISVs for another very interesting and informative episode of ISVs Spill the Tea. Before we go, I want to say thanks again to our annual sponsors who help make today's episode and everything the RSPA does possible, especially Platinum sponsor BlueStar, and then our Gold sponsors CoCard, Epson, Heartland, and ScanSource. And again, special thanks to the sponsors of the niche and startup ISV community, BlueStar, ScanSource, and Star Micronics. Again, stay tuned, save the date today, register very soon for Retail Now, where the industry meets, July 27th through 29th at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. Great to join everybody today in this virtual world. Looking forward to seeing you all in person there, if not sooner. Thanks everybody for attending, and have a tremendous rest of your day. Thanks a lot.